Today, we got a service call for 911, guys. We got engine oil all over the ground. We got a snail trail behind him. Not sure what's going on with it. I asked him, can you give me some pictures? Can you give me any idea what's going on? We got a filter loose. We got a rod through the side of the block. I don't know. I have no clue. The driver left the scene. I'm not for sure what's going on with this thing. So we're gonna go over there, check it out. See, put some eyeballs on it. We picked up some engine oil just in case. Filter came loose, blew oil everywhere. Line broke loose. We can do a little zip tie action. We'll see what we figure out. You guys might like this one, so stick around. You might learn something too. We got a big oil leak. Looks pretty bad. I'm sure if we just keep following this, it'll lead right to him. Here's what we got. The air compressor way back in here. Stick you guys in here real quick. It doesn't look good. There's the bolt, there's the stud. It's falling off here. So what we're gonna have to do is, I'm gonna have to pull all this stuff out of the way, pull the air compressor out, put a new O-ring on there. I'm gonna have to check the gears, make sure the idler gear in the back, bull gear, whatever you wanna call it, bearings are good in there. Not for sure if they are or not. This thing rattled loose for some reason. So we gotta figure out why, make sure there's nothing else going on with it before we stab it back in place. And I already drained the coolant. I gotta drain the coolant to pull the air compressor. Let's get started, guys. There's a big fender here, wheel fender. We took it off so we could get in here and get some more access to this air compressor. I couldn't get too much on the front side without taking half the engine apart. I'll stick you in here, show you a little bit what we got going on. Woo, man. Looks like some fun. Woo! I got that joker out of there. So it looks like we got more problems than I thought. So this is what I found. This is the stud. It's broken off. So there's two broken ones in there, and the other one's damaged as well. This is what it's supposed to look like. It's broken off. Ooh. You know, I love this stuff. You have to. Because at this point, if you don't love it, you're gonna run away. That is not an option here. Come on, I'll show you what I got. I think I got it. Oh, the sucker is rather hard to reach, but we got it drilled out. I'll tell you what, we got pretty lucky on this one. I took my time with it though. There she is. Wow. I love it when that happens. All right, we got our new studs in. 1, 2, 3. We got the face of it all cleaned up here. It's time to go in with our compressor. So I put the new O-ring on. I put some Vaseline on here. Lubed it up real good. That's how I like to do it. And we're gonna stab this sucker. Boy. No chains on me. I'm so free. I got no chains. We got the compressor mounted. We got a couple nuts on there to hold it in place. I'm gonna go get the right socket here. We're gonna snug her up. Start putting our coolant lines on, our discharge line. Put all this back together. Okay, we put some blue Loctite on the studs, or on the nuts, whatever you want to say. Got her all bolted up. You know, I can see how this thing fell off. You know, there's not a lot of threads. It doesn't use lock nuts, anything like that, lock washers. You know, there's not a lot of studs sticking out. You know, and these things are pretty vibrating, you know, they wiggle all over the place. So I can see how this happened pretty easy. So this Loctite, hopefully it helps out. Maybe I should use a high strength one, not for sure. But it's together now. And I hope it doesn't happen again, especially with my name on it. Got her mounted, she looks pretty good, I have to say. Here's what I found. So this fitting, when I took it off, the hose, the air line that was going to it, was all stuck in there. It wouldn't come out. So it was really brittle and it just broke apart. So I don't have another one of these fittings. And the nearest parts store is pretty far. This is a weird type of fitting too. It's not just pipe, it's like a Boss fitting. It's got an O-ring in there. So what I did here is I got that out. I flipped it over and I drilled a hole all the way through it. Drilled my hole, ran a tap, tapped it. So tap me a hole to the right size. It's 1/8 inch. So then we have this fitting. This is an 1/8 inch, a 1/4 inch push lock. And there we go. We just made one work, guys. We reused this fitting. Now I don't like rigging stuff up, but to be honest with you, this isn't really rigging up. You know, it's a legit repair. This can stay on the unit for the rest of its life. You could even swap it out if it goes bad. So as you can see, there's not much room to get this compressor in and out of here. I had to take all this stuff out of the way. This harness, here's your shaft for your steering. I got to put that back together. Yeah, the compressor's way in there behind all this fun stuff. We're gonna add some engine oil to this thing. Remember, this is why we came out in the first place, because it lost all its engine oil. I'm gonna give it one last look over before we go and fire up. Make sure I plugged everything in, all that good stuff. We took damn near half the engine apart and we put it all back together. All right, let's go fire it up, guys. Let me know if anything flies apart so I can shut it off. Well, we got yelled at. So the place we're at right now, it's a steel yard. They're really big on safety, and I am too. Much respect. But I was walking around without my hard hat on. You know, they didn't like that. So they came over, they said something. I said, yes sir. I'm a mechanic, guys. Man, I'm underneath this thing, on top of this thing, crawling around everywhere. The hard hat, it's, you know, I gotta stick my places in where I can't fit this dome already. So anyway, they came back over, they said something else to me. They said, we're gonna have to kick you guys out of here. Okay, okay. So now I got my hard hat on, guys. Be safe out there, all right? So this one, we got it fired up, and I don't know if you noticed, but it didn't sound very good. It's got a lope to it. Whoa, 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 whoa. Man, it sounds kind of cool, almost like it's got a high performance cam in it, but it don't. It's all stock, guys. So I'm thinking it's got an injector going out. I don't think it has anything to do with the compressor we just did. Sounds like an injector. So I'm gonna hook the old computer up to it, use Tech Tool, do a cylinder cutout test, see what we find. Let's get after it. It aired up, popped off at 120 like it should. I don't hear any crazy noise in the back of there. So I think all of our gears are good. It sounds good. The engine doesn't sound right, so I hooked up the computer. I did find a number 6 injector code, so that number 6 is, it's gone. So it's only running on 5 cylinders right now, guys. But that has nothing to do with the air compressor. We did our job. We're getting out of here. They're coming to pick this truck up. We got a couple other trucks to go look at. We got some air chambers to do. We got a transmission to go look at. So we're gonna go ahead and get on the road, guys. Appreciate you sticking around and watching some of this stuff. Hopefully you got something out of it. If you didn't, you know, keep watching. You're gonna see something and be like, man, I saw this in a video once. RCG showed me how to do this. If you guys got any questions, leave them down in the comments, like and subscribe. See you guys on the next one.